Okay. Hello, everyone. For our today class is about the essential and main things that anyone want to learn new language, even human language or programming language. Before you start work in that language, you have to know main things or essential things that you can't write any program without knowing these things. Okay. These things we call it as the core of any language. Exactly in human language, once we want to learn a new language, what we should do? Start from learning the letters ABC, then numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, and then how to write full name, and then verb, and then the object, and then how to combine name and verbs to prepare the sentence, full sentence, or to write full sentence, okay? Same things here. We started to learn what is the language, how we can write the numbers, how we can print the things, what is the mean of programming language, and many, many things. Today we will continue. You will know how we will use variables, how we can print the data or the information on the screen, how to input the data from the user, not only to assign fixed value to the variable. No, we want also to make our program more dynamic and ask the user to enter the data or the information, so we can use the same program for many users or for many purpose. Okay. So what is the main things that we should start with numbers? How to write numbers in Python language. Numbers, there are two numbers. We have ints or integers, and we have float. It's clear that integer, that's mean the whole number, and floats, that's mean this number has a decimal point, which it consists of two parts, okay? So if we go to the Jupyter here, we can see we can write numbers simply like 1, or we can write 1.5, for example. Okay, simply like this. Later I will explain why only we print 1.5. Let us back to our slides. So this is the numbers. Based on numbers, same like maths that we learn in the real life. First, we have to learn the number to count from 1 to 10, and then how to use the arithmetic operators like plus, addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, and exponentiation, or the power of the number. How we can use this, and what is the symbol? Same like human language in the symbols that we use in the maths in real life, but with slight change or with slight difference, because not everything is available here. So we have another symbols that will help us to perform specific calculation. Okay. So you have also to know, I will show you example for all these things, how to write it in Jupyter, in Python. Results of a division always will give you a float. That's mean decimal number. So if you want the results that come from the division to be integer, you have to use function that we call it int here before the number, as later you will learn. Okay, so this either the number is float or not, the results from the division will be float, okay? Otherwise, all will be int or integer. So let us go here and see. This is the number, normal number. I can say 1 plus 1 normally is equal to 2. Okay? But we are not working like this. we sometimes you do, for example, any numbers, but this is not our work. Before that, I want you to know, before go to arithmetic operators, I want you to understand print function, which is the next topic after this one. Why I start with print function? Because all our work is based on this function. So what is print function or print? Print with a small p is function used to print the results on the screen. In this case here, if you see here, it works. If I say 1 plus 1 is 2, but if I add another things, like 2 plus 2, what is the result? Only 1, the last one. That's why we need print function. Python can execute one comment or one instruction if you are, or one operation if we want to do it, but only for one line. If 2 lines, only we'll see the last line. But with print function, this can work for all. See? Print, and here also print. So without print, we can't print anything on the screen. The output and the outcomes, the results all come from print, which is the main function. We have many other functions. Let us see it later. If you remember last week, I talked about markdown. See, always it become like markdown, even when I execute it. So here now, I can print anything, like 5 plus 6 multiplied 4, plus 7 multiplied by 4, blah, blah, and give us the result. Also, when you see in the screen for some systems, or when you register your as a new user in any website or system, you will see always this: enter the username, the first name, the last name, your email, all this come, you can see it here. The description of the information that you ask it to enter, but not how to input that data inside the system. This is another function I will inform you later. I mean the description that you will see, like name, age, number, whatever. This we use print function, okay, like in this case, but not to enter the data. Later I will show you how we can enter the data. So also we can to write it like this: x is equal to 5, y is equal to 3, exactly like x, y, z in maths, that we work in formula, writing formula. How we write formula? It like this: x plus y plus z, and then we substitute that value, and then we get the result. Same here. You just give the initial value and write your formula the way that you want. Unless you didn't divide by 0, this will give you wrong error, will not give you any result, exactly like in real life. So here can give you the final result. So how to write arithmetic operators in Python? We have addition, simply like z is equal to 10 plus 10, then print z. We can say print 10 plus 10, or we can assign this value to the variable z and then print z the value. Or we can also say z is equal to 2, or x is equal to 5, or to 3, z is equal to x plus y. All are correct, okay? Here also same things, we assign the variables, the value to the variables here. What does mean the variable? I will explain later, but as you know, you need to understand it here. What is the variable? Everything around us has its own name. Even when we talk about mouse, we say mouse, keyboard, computer, laptop, mobile, whatever, it has its name. Same things, imagine that I'm working with Excel. Every single cell inside the Excel file has its own name, like C1, A1, A10, P1, P2, P3. Why? This helped me to work with that cell, how to do calculation or use the formulas or write any mathematics expression on that cell using its name. We can say equal to power the value in cell number 2 or 3, like A2 or A3 and so on. If you are familiar with Excel, you can understand these things. Same here. To work or to use that variable many times and to book location for that variable in the memory of the device, you have to use variable. So when I say x is equal to 8, it's better than to say z is equal to 8 plus 4 plus 10. Why? This x and y, I can use it later, multiple times for many purposes in different using different operators. Like here in addition, I can use the same x in subtraction or in multiplication, and down in the sentence in the exponentiation, and so on. Okay? But also you have to know that Python is sensitive case. What does this mean? This means that X capital is not same as X small, and Y capital is different from Y small. So if I say X small is equal to 5, X capital is equal to 5, this is different two names. And there will be two location in the memory of the device will X is equal to 5 and X small is equal to 5. But if I use only one X, which is X small, lowercase, I say X is equal to 5. And again, the same name I want to assign value cannot. The first one will be removed and the second one will be assigned to the X small. So I can but remove the previous one. If you say X is, for example here, I say X is equal to 4. Okay? Now I can use X on the whole file using this value. No need to say every time X is equal, no need. But in case like here, I again said X is equal to 8. Which one the value will take? X will take which value? 4 or 8? Forget this one because this one is X capital. Now I have X small, it's equal to 4. And here X small also is equal to 8. If I now here run this cell, will give me y plus x is 4 plus 10 is equal to 14. Okay? Here, what is the result if I use x again? What is the value for x? Any answer? X will keep the 4 here or will become 8? No, not 8. It's still 4. Why? See here if I print x, and I will inform you why. Print x small. See here? Now, even after this one, see? Not here. After this one, I will say print x. X in small case, okay? In lower case. See, it's equal to 4. Any justification? Why? Why? Because I didn't run yet this one. So x will keep the oldest value or the old value unless I run a new cell with a new value. Now, if I run this cell, see, before that I didn't run it. I didn't print. So x will keep the previous value, the old value. But here now, once I run this value, this cell, now X is 8. How I know? See here again. Now, if I print this, what will be the result? Who tell me what the outcomes? Yeah, exactly. Why? Because I already run the second cell and assign a new value to X small. That's why X from now upwards will have the value 8 unless I change it. For example, here X is equal to 20, but this is X capital. So if I use this one here, okay, if I print this one, X will be the same. Even if I print here, print X capital. Because why? Because this is a 20, this is 8. Okay? So no relation. X capital is different from X small. Okay, clear? So for subtraction, the same. Subtraction is the same, which is as I assign X to equal to 20, print, let us here say, here is correct. Who tell me why here is correct? Can print the value of Z? And what is the wrong here? Anyone can help me? I will increase the size. Why here the result, it should be 20 minus 10. That's mean is 10. Why it's negative 2? What is the mistake or the error I did here? Yeah, exactly. Because it's X. And from where? Why didn't give me wrong? This is X capital, not X small. Because I already have the value for X here. The last value for X is 8. And then 10, 8 minus 10 is negative 2. Okay, so the value of X is 8. See here, still is 8. Because I already assigned, but if I change to capital small, to capital letter, capital X, and even the Y here is not, Y is 10 from here. If I change, this is Y capital, Y small, all is correct because I already assign the value 10 to Y, to Y small. So Y small and Y capital has the same value. But here, in this program, the value is this Y, not this Y. Okay? Then give me 10. Even if I change to Y capital, will be also 10 because both are correct. If I change here to 12, okay, then the result what will be? 8. Okay? Because, yeah, exactly. Same things for multiplication, we use asterisk. That's mean, you know, that's in calculator, we use this symbol like for multiplication. But in most of programming language, we use it, if not all, but no, some they have different symbol for the multiplication. In Python, we use asterisk. So simply, I will not assign new value for X and Y. I will use the same. Here I used Y capital and X small. Once I print it, will give us this Y because value for Y capital is 12. If I use Y small, will give me what value? This is 8 and this is 10. So will give me 80. Okay? Here, so any one of you maybe ask why we didn't print Z. If I have only one command or one instruction, this will be, I mean, executed. It's okay. But if I have another one, like here with Y capital, which should be 96. Will the results will be 96, last one only. Okay. See, 96. We'll see the last comment. We'll ignore the previous one. There is some noise. Let me mute it. Okay. So here, if I only have one instruction or one comment, that's mean the last one only will be seen by Python. Clear? So always we need to use print if we want to see all our result. And don't say why sometimes it works, sometimes does not work, because the first time you use only one line, but second time you use multiple line, that's why you didn't see the other one. Clear? Anything you want to display on the screen, you should use print function. Division. Here now I assign another value for x, which is 25, y 5. Now I will divide x by 5. Okay, we use backslash to represent the division in Python. Okay, you can practice this for try the addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. Before I move forward, I give you a few minutes. You can use same value for x and y and apply for all to save time. Once you finish, give me a thumb, okay? If you see here in multiplication, I print justification. Later, this we call it string. And later I will show you how we can print it. And inside print function, we need comma and then the variable that we want to print. We want to print z, comma z, and any description you want to do before it inside quotation. Double quotation or single quotation, both are correct. But the same things that you want to print here, you all put inside quotation. For example, here you want to print all until equal. That's mean even equal inside the quotation. All inside the parentheses of print function. Now the last value for x will be 6. Why? Because this is the last cell I run it just now. Okay? If I run this cell again, the last value for x will be 25. Why the results in float decimal number or float? Because here is division. Always division use float number, or we can say decimal number. Okay, good. Okay, for integer division, we use double slash. Okay, that's mean we want the integer value from the division, not the remainder, not the balance. We want the integer number. We use the double slash. How is it? I will show you here. Just a minute. This we call it the integer value or quotient, and here this is the remainder. Okay, this is the integer result. We use double slash. The percent symbol, we use it for the remainder. Clear? So if we want to catch the integer value, we use double slash. So here give us the same result. 23 divided by 5, it's 4. The result is 4 and the remainder is 3. So what is the result here? 4. Okay? If the same, I use here percent just to show you. Will not give me 4. What will give me? What the result here will be? If the integer value, it's 4. Yeah, the remainder is 3. Okay? We have here the same example. Okay? Clear? This we call it modulus. The remainder, we call it modulus here. So the modulus is the percent value. So once you see the percent, don't consider it as a percentage. No, it's not percentage. It's here. That's mean I have to give the or hold the balance or the remainder. Here is the example. If I use the total inch is 41 and each feet is equal to 12 inch. That's why I here divided by 12. Why divided by 12? Because 1 feet is equal to 12 inches. Inch is the modulus or the remainder of divided by 12. This is max. So if I want to print the feet, I will take the integer number from the double slash. If I want the inch, which is the remainder or the balance, I use the modulus, so will give me 41 divided by 12. What is the result? 3, and the rest is 5. Okay? Clear? Same like this process here. Here is a 3, and here is 5. So what is variables? Is the name that we use or assign for any value. So it's easy for us to use that variable many times. That means we reserve that space or location in the memory of the machine for that variable with that value. The variable at once only have one value. If I want to assign a new value to that variable I have, then the variable will have the latest value as I explained for you. Here is example. Always use names that describe what you are going to do. What does that mean? I'm here going to calculate distance. If I only say S is equal to 50 and T is equal to 14 and D is equal to S multiplied by T, will give me correct result. But later, when you come to check your program or you share with your team, they cannot understand what you are going to say unless you add comment, like what I do here. Comment like this. I always use this arithmetic operator example, which we use hash here. Okay? If you didn't give them, they cannot understand. That's why always use the name that describe what you are going to do. It's better to do like this. Still, your program is correct. And I know some people, they never ever use description and they like to use S, X, Y, X1, Y1. But they, in the beginning, at the beginning of the program, they add X1, it's to calculate blah, blah. X2 to calculate, for example, distance. X3 is to do blah, same like they give notes. If you like to work in this way, it's up to you. Like to work to make everything is clear, you can. So from here, I know that speed is 50. That means I'm going to calculate something related to distance or area. Time elapsed, here is wrong. Time elapsed is 14. And distance is equal to speed multiplied by time elapsed. Print then distance. Here I describe the speed and the time elapsed. Clear? Then print the distance. If you want to see the program, I already have it here. I can show you it later because I have one thing more to show you. So here you have to know that variable name should begin with letter or underscore. Cannot begin with a number, cannot begin with $sign or and or minus or hash or even any other symbol. I only can start with underscore or start with letter. And then you can add anything after that. For example, here, let me add here. I can say underscore distance is equal to 40, which is correct. But if I use 1, see, will give me error. And then 1, if you notice that 1 is become green. Green, that means you cannot use. Start with a number, or we cannot use it as a variable name. See here, it's black. While black is can use it. So no error. If I want to print it, no error. I can print it normally. But if I use minus here, error. See, minus is here purple color. That means you cannot use it. This only for arithmetic operators. So if I run now, will give me error. Same things. I can't start with dollar sign. I can't start with any other symbol or percent. I can only start with underscore or letters. Okay? Or only nothing. So I can say x1, xy, x3, x4. I can say y1, y2, y3. I can use 3 letters, 2 letters, 1 letter. It's up to you. After the underscore and the letter, you can use any other things. Then there is some words, 33 words. We call it in a programming language keywords or reserved words. You cannot use it as a variable name. Why? Because they have specific work or function inside Python language. Like this 33. Avoid to use them as name, variable name. Why? Because and we use it as we use it, break to stop the program, except later we use it for validation. If we use it for structure, control the structure of the program, here to define the function. Also, we use it with if for repetition. Many things that try also we use it with except for validation. Import to import the libraries inside Python. Pass, we use it also to pass the program. Return to return value, true, false. All these things cannot use it as a name. Avoid use it because we'll give you wrong. And with the see, if for example I say to see the error, if I say 4, see it's green, cannot use it. Green, that means it has work inside Python. If I now say 4, print 4, will give me error. See? Cannot. Syntax error. That means you use something is not eligible for you to do it or to use it. Here now we have apps function, which is apps with a small letter. All function inside it's with a small letter. No capital letter here in the method and function. So here it's apps with a small. Apps, it's absolute. You know absolute in maths? If you remember, absolute in maths, that mean will give me in all cases, if the value of, if negative or positive, will give me only positive value. If I have absolute 3, that's mean it's 3. Absolute negative 3 is a 3, and absolute 0 is it's 0. Sometimes we want only your program to think or use positive value. If there is any negative value, you have to ignore it. So what I can do to make my program only focus on the positive value and give me only positive results, I use apps function. How to use it? Simply you can write it like, okay, you can write it like this. I will back for the exponentiation. I don't want to forget. Here the variables, here the apps. See, we write it like this. Apps, -9, apps with positive value. If I run this now, what is the result will be? 29 or 19? And why? Before I continue. Anyone tell me? 19. Why? Because I didn't use a print. That's why I will take only 19. It should be 2. So print the parenthesis for print function and print same things, but I have to add the parenthesis for Okay, now what is the result will be 19 or 29? For sure 29. Okay, this for the first one, and the second one is for the second or the positive 9. Clear? So before I forget, let us back to the exponentiation, which is the power. We use double asterisk. If I want the power of 2, the power of 3, 4, 5, 6, how we write it? That's mean x power 2. We call it exponentiation. That's mean x power y 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 2 3 times will give us 16, I think, the result. No negative. What your friend asked, why we don't have negative 9? Because the abs function, it's abs, not abs capital. Abs function give us only in both cases positive result, positive outcome. That's why I said if you want your program only to print the positive value, even if the value is negative, just give me all in positive value. You use the function abs. Once you put abs, will give you positive number, will ignore the minus or the negative sign. So here, if I remove the abs, will give me negative 9, see? So what is the work for abs is to give me only the positive value of that number. This in maths, we call it absolute. If you remember, absolute. Okay? Both is positive. If I change any value, will ignore the negative sign. So the power of each value, it's double asterisk. Okay? This explanation can be inside single or double quotation, and then comma, then the variable that we want. This if we want to improve the output of our program. If I don't want, I can just remove and then print normally. Okay? If I want to add explanation, I can't use this way. Even don't forget that print with capital is not print with small. So if I print now, will give me error. Print should be, and all other functions should be in lowercase and should be give you the green color. Here I write for you the full programs that I use one value for x, which is 20, and y I assign the value 10. So I do addition and then subtraction and then multiplication and then division, and here integer division or floor division, same. Here we use the modulus, here the exponentiation, all for in same. I want to show you it's not only every single cell we have to write one things. No, we have to combine all the operators inside one program. Our cell can, we write inside it about 100 lines is okay. If not, I can write 1,000 lines if my program is all connected. So here, all the results from one cell. Okay, clear? This is our previous program. Also, you have to know that if you want to use more than one word as a name, cannot use a space. For example, you want to say number of anything, number of students, let us say. Number of students. You can use it like this. You can use capital to know where is the change, number of students, or for to make it easy to read it, or for user to read it. But you cannot add space like this number of students. Or you have another option to say underscore number of students or number students. Then you can use capital, small, whatever. The most important things, that's the way that you write your name, the name of your variable, you have to use it as it, or will say, will give you error and say an unidentified name or variable. So here now, if I print, now no more number of numbers or whatever. So here, why give me not wrong? Because already in the memory, they use this value. But if I run many times, later will give me error, okay? But now, because he considered that this number of numbers already reserved in the memory, and I didn't assign any new value to that variable. That's why still in the memory of the program, this value have this number, okay? Clear? Now, if I want to use number of students, will give me the same also result. Clear? Any question? Also, I can say like this, underscore number of underscore students. Still correct. Write the name the way that you feel comfortable with it. But don't use any reserved word or keywords, and don't start with number. Any question? Any question right now? Yes, can. For example, say here, n underscore of students. Clear. Can use it. I print this value. Anything come to your mind, you can try. Write anything come to your mind in the cell. If give you error and you don't understand why this error, you can ask me. But make sure that you use the same. For example, you said x is equal to this value, you have to use x same way, or that variable same way. I will show you what I mean. For example, I want to say number of students, okay? Equal to 200. And then I say print. I didn't copy paste. I say number underscore of students. No, student. Okay, I don't know how to write it, just I want to make error. Okay, this what will give me error. Why? Because does not know number of students, it's not same. Does not know this name. I start here with capital, here I start with small. So you have to make sure to use it. And in most cases, if your name is wrong, it's better to copy paste it. Clear? Any question right now? This is the most important part, how we can use variable, and most of the error come from this side. Let us continue. So we understand what is absurd. Round, also in small letter or in lowercase. We have int and we have round. What's this work? Int will give you the integer number from the number. If I have the decimal number or the float number 2.7, int will give me only the integer number and ignore the number after the decimal point. Will ignore the 7. So only give me 2. Here, because only integer will give me 3. Here will give me -2. Okay, and ignore any value after the decimal point. Here round is different. You know, if you remember in maths, we have round to the up to the next value. Do you remember? Do you remember this or no? The round, yeah, exactly. The round function, you are business, rounds a number to the nearest whole number or integer number. If the digit be after the decimal point is 5 or more, it rounds up. If the digit is less than 5, it rounds down. What does this mean? Here, I have 2.7. 7 is more than 5, so then round to up to next number. So 3. If it's only 3 here, then to the lower number, which is 2. Clear? So round up or round down based on the number after the decimal point. If more than 5, round up. If less than 5, round down. Clear. Now here is another way of round to write it. What is the meaning? This is the number. After decimal point, I have 3 numbers, which is okay. But once I have comma and the number, this is how many numbers or digit I want after the decimal point. How many digits you want after the decimal point? 2. So this 2. Same like what we work in maths in our real life. 7 is greater than 5. So we'll round up. This will be 2, 32. Why 32, not only 3? Because he said 2 digit after the decimal point. That's why it's 2.32. Here, 1 only. Want 1 digit after the decimal point. Here I have 7. So remove it to here, become 2. Remove the 2 here, become 3. Not change because 1 is less, here 2. 2 is less than 5, so not change, will keep 3. 2.3. Clear? Any question? Here the integer. You can write it this way. How to write it in Jupyter? You can write it in this way, like print. This is the parenthesis for print, and inside this the function with the number. Here will give me 6. Why? Why 6? Because here I have 7. We'll remove the 7 and round up will be 6. I can also assign the value of the function or the method to variable. And then print that variable will give me the same result, 6, because the value that come, the result that come from the integer function will be stored or inside the a variable. Round here will give me, because here less than 5 will give me 3, here 5 will give 5 or more will give me 4. Okay, let us see the results together. So this case and this case give us the same result. And this will give us a 3 because 2 is less than 5. And here will round up will give us 4. Same things I can say P is equal to round 3.2 and then print B. Same things. Okay, also give us 3. Clear? Any question? If you want to identify, you have number with many, like 8, 7, then you have to identify how many. If not, we'll give you The latest one. If I want to say 2 decimal number, then I have to add 2 after comma. Try to practice this. I give you time. The more you practice, the more you will be professional in writing Python program. If you don't practice and you don't like to practice, you always will scare from writing or start writing any program and cannot discover any error. Because here I identify 2, that's mean 2 digit after the decimal point. 7 will be removed and then add 1 here, 9. So will be 3.29. If I said 1, 7 here will be 9. 9 will be removed. This will be 3. So will be 3.3. Okay, done, finish. I will give you a break also for 10 minutes for prior. So let us continue and then later I will keep it for you. Augmented assignments, what is this? Here, Python wants to tell you that both cases are correct and I can understand it. If you write the variable name, x is equal to x plus 1 is correct. If you write x plus equal 1 is correct. This same like this. Okay? So I will show you here how is it. This is the augmented assignments. Num1 come from number 1. Num1 is equal to 6. Num1 plus 1 plus equal 1, it means that num1 is equal to num1 plus 1, which they give us 7. We will see if correct or no. So here should be 7. Num2 is equal to 7. Minus 5 from num1, that means here the results will be 2. This means num2 is equal to num2 minus 5. Give us 2. Num3 is equal to 9. Num3 divided by 2 equal to this same. This is the shortcut for this. Instead of I repeat the number and say num3 is equal to num3 divided by 2, I can simply say num3 divided by 2. That's mean the same here. Okay, then you can press num1, print num1, num2, and here I add round. Why I add round? Anyone tell me? I just give you the note why we sometimes need to do that. White only in division part I use round. Any answer? I will show you why. Let us. The result is 7 from the first one as we calculate just now, calculated it. 2, the second one is 2. Number 3, which is 9 divided by 2, it's 4.5. If I don't want decimal number or float number, we use round. Okay, now we round to be 5. What is the result? 2.5. It's round to, because I didn't identify, just give us 4. Okay, but it should be 5, 4.5. It's okay. 8. Yeah, then that does not consider. No, see here, it works like 4. It happens sometimes. It happens in some programming language like this, but not always. But you have to understand that round if 5, round to 4 immediately. Same here. 9, that's mean divided. Here, 9 divided by 2, that's mean give us 4.5. If I don't use round. Round should be give us to the up, round to up, which is 5. Okay, clear? Any question? Keep it as it right now. No problem. My laptop start become heavy. Where is the? I don't know why. Okay. We have 10 minutes. 10 minutes. Okay. Break, and then we will back. Okay. You can prepare your coffee. Do anything you like. And if you want, you can practice also. Hello, everyone. Let us continue. Okay. All of you here? We missed the 3. Okay, let us continue. Okay, good. Now, I want to show you something. Let's go. I want to show you something here. See, once I change the number from, just to make you, to not confuse you, when I change the number to 15, that's mean what is the divided by 2, what is the result will be? 7.5. We will see round what will do. That means should be 8 based on our explanation. Yeah, should be 8. But with 9, which is the same, 4.5, should be 5. Give us 4. That's sometimes it happens, so it's okay, no problem. But you have to understand one thing, it's round is same like in logic live. As we already know, that's for any number equal to 5 and more, we round up. Anything less than 5, round down. That's done, finish. Now here we have, I give you another example in how to use the variable and why we use the name that is suitable to describe what we are going to do. For example, if we want to calculate the area of rectangle, what we can do, we need the length. I can say LW, enough and correct. But if I say length, width, I understand immediately that I'm talking about square or rectangle. And if I give 5, 5, this will be square, the area of the square. Okay? If I give the length or the width is more than the width, one more than the other, that's mean this will be rectangle. Okay? Clear? This we all studied it did it in the school. That's why we need the length. But if you notice here, I want to go with you step by step how to improve and enhance our program. That's mean here I can use the number only for one rectangle or one square. But if I want to enter the data to come from the user, so my program can calculate the area of any rectangle, what I can do, we have another function I will show you later. We call it input, just to make you know. Here is the same. Area of the circle, how we can calculate it. We have radius is equal to 7, and we have pi. If you remember the pi, we can say like this. This we call it constant. We can say pi equal to this value, 3.7 or 3.114, blah, blah. This constant value, this is in advance. So any area of circle is equal to pi multiplied by the radius. The radius can be any number, I mean square of the radius. That's mean r square. We can say to write it like this, 2, or we can say this way. Sorry. Radius multiplied radius. You can write your program the way that you can do it, okay? Different way. Then give you the result. Clear? This all examples to how to use the name of the variable. Radius, area. I told you we can use the power or we can use the same variable multiplied itself. Here is explanation. We call it string. I'm coming to explain it today. So based on this, why I want to give you to explain for you how we can change the value, make it our program dynamic and more flexible. That means I can ask the user to enter the value instead of I assign fixed value each time. How we can use this using input function. So input function, this can help us in this matter. Length, input the length of the rectangle. Why I use float? You can remove it, but this in case you want the value to be, maybe it will be in decimal number, like what happens here. Here it's decimal number. To avoid any error that's maybe occur in the future for your program, maybe one enter value 2.5, the height, and the width is 3.7. To avoid any error come from your program, you can use float before it, because I can't guarantee the user which number the user will enter as length or as a width. Okay, that's why if you ask me why float. Input function, we need to add inside it the description or the question that we want ask the user to, based on that question, enter the information. What I want to ask the user to do, so I can calculate and give the outcome. Here is the same, the area of the rectangle, which is area is equal to length multiplied by width. Any length and any width. Different, like here I assign specific number, which is 9 and 5 or 6 and 4, and I can't change it here. But here is more dynamic and flexible. I can ask the user to enter it. See how once I use input function, this is the input function. If I want to remove the float here, it's only like this. Okay, you can write it like this. If you want your results to be accept float, you can add float. If you want your only integer, you can add int here instead of float. Int. Okay, it's up to you. What is the value that you want the results to keep the results on that value? Change it, convert the results to this value. So here, if I implement it, this is the execution of the function input. Enter the length of the rectangle from here. Enter the length of the rectangle. The value and inside quotation and the inner of the parenthesis. So here I can say, for example, 4. Then enter with input. Just you can use enter, not run. Run will give you error. Why? Because you need, there is another value asked by this program input. So enter. I have an enter and then will ask me, what is the width? It's 7. Then I can run it. Enter will give me the result. So you enter the length is 4 and you enter the width is 7, then the area is 28. Why is a float like this? The results because I use float. If I want to use int, then I enter int. See int. If I now run it again, if I enter 2.5, enter, see? Because only I allow for integer number. That's why we need to use float. Clear? Because we don't know, but float accept both, accept integer and the float. I mean decimal numbers or integer number, both accepted by float method. Clear? Yeah, write this program. No need for this explanation for you once I upload the file for you if you want it. Just these 2 lines and this line. Area is equal to length multiplied by width and then print. That's all. If without float or integer, still your program is correct. But in case the user enter decimal number, 2.5 or 2.3 will give you error sometimes. So we always work to make our program perfect. Don't forget to record your attendance. Finish? You can use also, instead of, you'll always use this icon for run, you can use shift plus enter. Okay, from your keyboard. So here I can say 5, enter, 6, enter, then 30. Okay, same things here. For the circle, radius is equal to float, enter the radius of the circle. You know that the formula for area calculation for the circle is pi multiplied r square. So pi, this is constant value, we can't change it, multiplied by radius double times, or we can see power 2 and then print it. Same things will ask you only for the radius value, which is, let us say 5, give us the result immediately. So you can practice this yourself later. Here is the, for the total inch, I already explained it for you. Now we have something we call it the precedence. What is this, the precedence? It's about the priority of the implementation or the execution. What we can do, which one we will execute first. Like our real maths, we always look first for the value inside the parenthesis, and then we look for the exponentiation, which is the power. After the exponentiation, we go to the multiplication or division or modulus, all same priorities. The difference, if division comes first, then we start with division. If multiplication comes first, then we start with multiplication. So first the parenthesis, and then the exponentiation or the power. And number 3 is the multiplication or division or modulus. We start with anyone come first. And then last one, addition and subtraction. What does this mean? See the example. If I have like this, I have addition and I have multiplication. Which one will be executed first? We start with what? Yeah, exactly. We start to say 2 multiplied by 3 is 6, and then 6 plus 5 is 11. Okay? Why? Because multiplication comes first before the addition. Even if I use here minus, same things. Okay? We will start 6. 5 minus 6 will be -1. If I then use here, let us say here 6 here or 8. Here I want to use divided. Divided by, which is division. Where is it? Where is it? Why I can see it? Yeah, here. Sorry. Okay. Now, if I say, which one will be a start with? Multiplication or division? Yeah, why? Because it comes first. Okay, so we can say 2 multiplied is 6, 8 divided by 6, because it's the same, only 2. So no problem here. But if I add parentheses here, we should start from 2. That's mean, if not, here will be like this. The results will be what? 8 divided by 2 is 4. 4 multiplied by 3, 12. Is different. So we will start from this. And then the results from the division will be multiplied by 3. So here, 4 multiplied by 3 is 12. Okay? Why in float or decimal? Because always the division come in float number. Here, if I add here parentheses, the results will be different. What is the result? First, we will do the calculation for the value inside the parentheses. Why? Because parentheses come first. 2 multiplied by 3 is 6. 8 divided by 6 is something decimal, almost 2 something, 1 something. Okay? Clear? If I change the order of the parentheses here, I start with this. First will be, although addition come last in priority, come in the last, but because inside parentheses and parentheses come first in the implementation, then we will start from here. 5 plus 2 is 7. 7 multiplied by 3, that's mean will be 21. Okay, but once I change like this, tell me the result. Now, what is the result? What is the outcome? 2 multiplied by 3 is 6. 6 plus 5 is 11. Correct. Clear? Good. Same things here. Exponentiation will be first. That's mean 8. Then plus 2, 10. Here 3 multiplied 3, 9, 9. 9 plus 2, 11. Yeah, correct. Here, if I change, here no way to change because this is different. Even if I didn't do the parentheses, here still correct. Why? Because of the precedence rule. We'll start with any power, even if there is parentheses or no. We will start from this and addition come last. Clear? Even there is parentheses or no. Exponentiation come before the addition. But if I do like this, parentheses come first. What is the result? 2 parentheses come first. That's mean 2 plus 3 is 5. 5 power 2 or square 2 is 25. I think you got it. All clear. Now, I put this. Who tell me the results? Which one we start with? Integer division and modulus have the same priority. Then we start from the one come first. And addition is the last one. So first we have to do this calculation, and then this calculation, and then last one we do the addition. So 17 multiplied by 3 give me the integer value from this. It's 5. From here, give me 5. Why? Because 5 and 2 will be the remainder. And 17, the rest or the balance come from 17 divided by 3. It's 5 and 2. So for the result from here is 2. And from here is 5. 5 plus 2 is 7. Clear? You have to in programming language, you have to be excellent in maths. And even if you want, maybe you ask yourself, how I can remember the area of the circle, the rectangle. Sometimes you will be given these things. And during your work, for sure, any formula or any calculation they want you to do for the salary, for the promotion, for anything they should give you. But in your work is fixed, and you have to know these things if you are working with the figures, with the distance, and so with the areas. You have to search about this, and with a core based on your work, you will be familiar with all these things. You have to know that programmers, they work in different fields. If your work in business company related to technology, you have to be familiar with that things. If your work is in company that is related to the areas and distance and these things, you will be familiar with that things. They will give you time to understand the work, blah, blah, and everything related to your work you can search and you will be given. Okay? But for us, we have to know how to do this using the programming language. That's why we have to give you all the basic and essential things, and later you can do it and make it more complex and more complex according to your work. The most important thing is how to write the program from the print until the output, until the result. Okay, here it's all. Parentheses we will start first, and then exponentiation comes second, then multiplication and division have the same priority, so we'll start with division. So here 2 plus 3 is 5. 3 power 2 is 9. Then 5 multiplied by 9, it's 45. Divided by 9 is 5. I think, yeah, correct. This is how you can calculate the output. If you can control this and master it, you will be okay in the outputs. Clear? Any question now? Okay, last example. We have here exponentiation, and we have here division, we have multiplication, we have minus or subtraction, and we have addition, and parentheses, all in one. Okay, we will start with the parentheses. X plus y is 7. Remember, here is 7. Okay, then the second one is the power. We will go x power 4 power 3. 4 by 4 is 16, 16 by 4, something like this. And then now, division and multiplication come in the order. We will start with the division, then the multiplication. After we will finish all this part, then we minus from Z. Okay? We'll give you the result. You can use paper and you can do the calculation, then you can reach to the same result. Okay? Clear? Any question? Let us continue then. Okay. We have errors that we will face during our work in programming a language. We have syntax error and we have logic error. Syntax error, that means you write print, but by mistake you add another parenthesis. That's give you wrong or error. For, as I show you just in the few minutes ago, for, we cannot use it for a name because it's keyword. Cannot use it as a variable name. That's why it's reserved word. Print 2 and 3. The syntax is wrong because I use here semicolon, not comma. So we use here comma with the print. If we want to print multiple variables, it should separate them by comma, not semicolon. The other type of error, it's runtime error. Like I want to say print, but I by mistake, I type M, typo error. This is give you also wrong, or maybe you start with P capital. Also, this will give you runtime error. Once you run, will give you error. Here, sometimes you say X plus 1 is correct, but you forget to identify X, what is the value to add by 1 later. If you see here, once we work in the values, what we did, we assign value first, and then say num plus 1. But plus 1 for what? For something we don't know about it yet. That's why here consider as runtime error. Here, like print 5 divided by 0, even if real life we can't do this, 5 by 0 is wrong and will give you error. There is another logic error. What is this logic error? Everything is correct, but the result may become different from your expectation. Why? Because of the precedence order. Like, for example, I want to calculate the average. Average, what is the average? As we know, average is the calculation of the sum of the numbers divided by the number of that numbers. For example, the average of your score or average score for your subjects or for your semester, it's equal to the sum of all courses, your courses in this semester, divided by the number of courses. You have 5 courses, then the first course marks plus mark 2 plus mark 3 or grade 3, grade 4, grade 5 divided by the number of courses, which is 5. Then you take the average. In this case, according to the precedence here, we say first num plus second num, division come before addition. Then this will be conducted first or calculated first. And this will give you wrong average. Your program all is correct, no error, everything is okay, but the results is wrong. Okay, clear? So what is here missing? What is the missing here? Who tell me what is the missing here? It's clear here. It's the parenthesis. It should be like this. It should be like this. First name plus second name, or first course plus second course marks, parenthesis, the whole this formula divided by 2. Clear? Any question? If okay, let me know. Hello? Okay, good. Only 1 or 2 active with me. Okay, good. Thank you. Okay, here. Numeric objects in memory. I already explained this for you. If I assign the value 5 to n, and the second time in the other cell, I also assign the value 7 to the same variable name, which is n. If I use n capital, there are 2 different variables in the memory, and they have different location in the memory of the computer. But if I use the same name with different values, Python will work with the latest value unless we didn't run it. You already remember what I did before. So n is equal to 5. Will be equal to 5 until I run the second n. If I run the second n, then the first one will be deleted or removed, and the last value of n is equal to 7. Every variable inside the memory of the machine has only one name and one value. N is equal to 7 or 5, not both. Which one I can keep? The latest one if I run it. If not, we'll keep the old one. So here I said, if after n equal to 5 is executed, will be 5. But after n is equal to 7 executed, this is the last value that you can use it inside the whole program, unless you assign another value to n. For example, n is equal to 9 or 10, and you use it again, okay, later. Now, we already have numbers, and now we should know how to work with string literals, okay? We have, you do remember the sentence? Maybe word, maybe name, maybe I just want to print the number as it with no calculation. This we call it string letters, okay? What is it? A sequence of characters that is treated as a single item. Simply, I can tell you is word, or sentence contains list of words, like hello world, like we now learn Python. Now we have a class. This is sentence, okay? Then the name here, how to write it in Python should be inside single quotation or double quotation. With no quotation will give you error. And if numbers will consider as number. But here 76 is not number. So if you do calculation, if I said multiplied by 2 and you say it's 152, it's wrong. Why? Because you ignored and you didn't notice that 76 inside quotation, even the single quotation or double quotation. This means if I say multiplied by 2, that's mean not to do calculation. That's mean repeat this word 2 times. Put this in your mind, okay? Let us see the example here. Before that, just this to say that is okay if double quotation or single quotation. Let us see the examples here. See here. Okay, if I print it now, will be 70. If I say 70 plus 70 will give us the same things. Same, no change. But if I add plus 70, what will be the result? What will be the results? This string and this number. What will give me? Error. Why? I try to add sentence or string to number. I can say like this. What does this mean? Combine them. Clear? If I don't want it. Okay, clear? Okay, so when I use plus, when with sentences or with anything inside quotation, even single quotation or double quotation, that's mean just combine them. We call it concatenation. Don't do calculation, is wrong. Focus. This is the output questions. In the final exam, in real life, in midterm, all will be like this. You have to be familiar with these things. So here, once I say print 70 multiplied by 3 or power 3, here multiplied by 3, what does this mean? That's mean, who tell me? Correct or error? If correct, what is the result? If error, why? Anyone help? Quickly. Before you write it. Okay, error. Another answer? Or say error. It's not error. That's mean you didn't get it. We say the plus only will give error. Here will give error. Why? Because I try to add string to number. How I know? Because I want to add 72 sentence. As I add Ahmed plus 3. Can? Or Wong plus 4. Cannot do it. Name plus value. This is in real life. Can we do it? Unless Ahmed has we use it as a variable. Okay, it's wrong. But if like string will be as concatenation or combine. So here, this means not to 70 multiplied by 3 times. That's mean 70 multiplied 3 times, like 7. It's to give us 25, for example. Here, that's mean repeat it 3 times. It's repetition. Then the plus in the string, we use it as concatenation or to combine the words. But the multiplication, we use it for repetition, to repeat that words 3 times. Clear? See here, I will give you another example. Okay, here. Let us say str is equal to Hello. 4. Okay. I want to combine these words. It's not about the number, and str2 is equal to, okay. When I say print str1 plus str2, sorry, sorry, plus. Here the, okay. Then you will see will give us hello world. Clear? The spaces we will later work about it. We here add sentence to sentence, both from the same type, this string and this also string. So when we print s+1, we do concatenation or combination. We combine the two sentences to be as to the two words, sorry, to be one words. Now, let us continue. We have indices and slice. What is it? You know the index? Index, before that, I have to explain for you that's how the variables or the words reserved in the memory of the machine. It's all about like this bits. We call it this one place for, and the one is for one letter only. This one, this two, this three. This is how the word will be inside the memory. Will not be all as one word. No, will be S as has index. Why? Because it's easy for us to go through the letters one by one. So how we can store the value or the string inside the memory will be on this form, will be in this form. Clear? Even the space, it has value. And you should add space to in the memory. If there is a space in the word, if the word does not or the sentence does not have a space, that means no space. But if there is a space, you should assign the space to one of that square and have its index. So how we can extract specific number or specific letter from that word based using these numbers, which we call it index number. Okay, how we can use it? We use it, we have to write it inside square brackets. But here we don't call it square brackets, we call it indexing brackets. Okay, so here the S has the value 0. And I remind you again, I already informed you last week that's Python language is zero-based language. That means start from 0 in numbering, in its index. So once we work with the index, with the list, with the tuples, with everything, we have to start from 0. So the S letter will be the position 0 or the location 0. P will be located in 1 and will be indexed by 1, 2 by 3. So how to print what I want to print? See how we can use it. I want to print from the sentence spam and eggs. Quotation here, we not consider it. I want to, this because of sentence and we should write it like this. I want to print from spam and eggs from 2 to 7. Then start from 2, 0, 1, 2. That's mean from A. Okay? We already held the first hold the first value. And then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Number 7 is E. But always put in your mind that 7 or the number here, the index, the last index, or we can say this is a start point and this is a stop point or end point. Start point always included and we print that value. But stop point or end point will be excluded. So the number 7, the letter in the location 7 will not be printed. So here I will print from 2, 0, 1, 2, from A, 2, 3, the space is 4 and 5, and this space is 6, 7, this will not be included. So we'll print from here until here, from A until that this space. A will not be included. Okay, we will see the example. See here. First one will print Python, the whole words. I prefer to print to explain for you here. So here, as I show you already, see if we print 1, 1, 0, 1, 2, which is A. 3, which is M. 4, this is space. 5 is and. 6 is this space. This is the 6, sorry. 7, E will be excluded. That's the output. Here, how we want to write, you will say, what's the benefit from such programs or from such things? You have to know this. You will need it a lot. Most of our works in documentation and text base, how to slice our sentence and print the first name, the last name, how to print specific part from our document or from long sentence only. I want to take specific part, then all we use using this indexing. It's very important in programming language, especially in text. So here, if we want here print with nothing, we'll print Python, whole word. But once you see this square brackets, which we call it indexing brackets, then here that's mean print only the first letter. We start from 0. P is 0, Y. This will print only Y. Remember, then first Python and second one is Y. Why? Because we start from 0, then we want only Y. Python number 5. I want to print the letter number 5. 0, 1, 2, 3, sorry. 3, 4, 5. That's mean N. From here N, from here Y. Here Python from 2 to 4. That's mean range. We have start point and end point. Start point will be included. End point always will be excluded. So here 0, 1, 2, from T. 2, 3, 4, 4, which is number, which is letter O. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, which is O will be excluded. So only will print TH. Let us see before we forget. See, the first one only Y, number 1, because the first is 0. The second one, number 5, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is N. The range, the first one will be included, the last one will be excluded. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 will be excluded, which is the O, the TH. Okay? I will explain for you the second part. No, you first try this one. And then I will explain for you the second part. Write it with me. Practice. Once you finish, let me know. This is very important in the emails, in writing emails, when they want to exclude the first three code in the country's number, like for example here Malaysia is start with 006, how they will exclude the first three numbers and take the real number, and also in fax numbers, in how to use the first to extract the first name and the last name. In all the programming language programmers, they are playing in this area in everything. Even if the website name start from HTTP, once you find HTTP / colon, that means this is website. All we do, we are working in this area. That's why we need the indexing. Finish? Okay, let us go to the second part. We have str1, which is come from string 1, which is hello world. First, it was Python. So we can write directly the sentence and use the indexing normally, but don't forget to use the double quotation or single quotation. Or we can assign the string or the word to the variable, and then we can say str1 of 1, of 2, of 5, of 3, or whatever. So all is correct. Here we use it with function. If I want to find specific letter, like I'm searching in the email about the @ so I can make sure the user write a correct email or no. If no @ that's why they told you please enter correct email. Not because your email is correct or no, because they didn't, once they slice your email, they didn't catch the @ so we can say find about the @ here string1 dot find search for the W. Here give the opposite, will give me the location. In case you don't want the location, you can use the function or the method find. If you already know, you can search by the indexing this way. Here you can give the exact letter, and here you can give the exact location. It's the opposite. So here if I use find, will give me 1. So here find Y will give me 1. But I mean here. So here find W here 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 will give me number 6. Okay? And then find print str1 the string, that means search or find inside that string for the letter X. In case you are searching about a specific letter and you didn't find, it will give you -1. Okay? And then if you are searching for, you know that maybe you are looking like HTTP, you are looking for the second T, or in any case, it can't attend me now. You can imagine the examples inside in your mind. If you are looking for the second H, for the second L, for the second M, for any purpose, you can use refine. First find will give you the first L. Refind will give you the last L, not the first one, second one. If this the last L will give you this one. That means the position, location 1, 2, 0, 1, 2, 3 will give me 3. But refine give me the last L. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 will give me 9. Let us see the output. See? Last L in the location or in the position 9. X is not there. Same if I'm searching about @ it's not there. Then W is number 6 and so on. Clear? Any question? I also explain, if in case you forget, I explain everything here as a comment. Every single line inside the code, what do. So far, so good. Yeah, for sure. But from next week, we will start with full program. We will use if function, or we call it the structure of the control structure of the program. You will understand more. So here, also we have, in addition to that, we can also use negative indexing. That's mean if the positive start from this side, from left to right. Okay. Now, -1 will start from right to left. So positive index start from left to right. But negative start from this side, from right to left. But does not start with 0. It starts with -1. So if I give you index with negative, remember to start from the end of the words and start counting. Okay? Let us see the same example, but in Python. Now we have the same one. I want location number -1 or -1. We can start from here, not from the beginning, from the end. -1, that's mean n will be the number 1, n, no 0 here. Python -4, that means 1, 2, 3, 4 will give me t. This is the start point, and this is the start point. This the start point, and this the end point. But we start count from the opposite side. So we will say 1, 2. So 2 will be excluded. Then count 3, 4, 5. This is the start point. That's mean we'll print YTH. Let us see. Clear? Okay, right now. Same things. If we use again, assign the same to the variable from the type string. Print -2 or location number 2, while is negative or minus, we go 1, 2 will be J only, G. Then here is the start point will be included. Here will be the last one will be excluded. So we start from here, 1, 2, 3. This will be excluded. Will print 1, 2, 3. This excluded. 4, 5. The space 5, 6. 6 here. 7, 8 until M. This will be printed. This will be printed. Let us see together. Okay, clear? Now, from 1 to 0, this is the start point, and this is the end point will be also excluded. So this will be excluded. So immediately 1 will be excluded. Then start point is 0. That's mean 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all will be except -1. Clear? That's why here print everything except the S. Why except the S? Because S in the location of -1, which is excluded. Other than that, print from the position 0. 0 come from here, enter -1. This when we mix between positive and negative. Any question right now? Up to now, everything clear? You can practice this. I give you a few minutes. Okay, good. I'm happy to see that. Now, in case please focus with me, in case we only write start point or end point, only one point, Python by default will print all the things before or after that point. If I give a start point, then start from that start point until the end. If I give end point, that's mean from the beginning until the end point, and the end point or stop point will be excluded. This is the general. If no start point, no end point, that's mean everything. So here, start from 2, but no end point. That's mean from position 2 until the end, 0, 1, 2. This will be all printed. From the beginning until 4, and 4 will be excluded because it's end point. So from the beginning, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 will be excluded. So we'll print only by 0, 1, 2, 3 until here. 4 will be excluded. Here, that's mean print everything. Python from the start point is 3 and everything behind. So start from here. 1, 2, 3. Okay, until the end. And from here, 1, 2, 3, this will be excluded. Then from the beginning until minus or negative 3, 1, 2, 3. So we'll print all the beginning. Let us see the output. Exactly same as we explained. I will give you 2 minutes to write this, please. You have to practice. This we call it default bounds for slices. That's mean we don't have start point or end point. Or sometimes both of them we do write. That's mean by default will be all. Like here, see, by default, that's mean no start point, no end point, exactly will print the whole word. The most important part done. Now we will quickly do it. Finish? You can understand 1 or 2 if you like. If you have question, you can ask me. All okay? You can copy paste, and just change what inside the bracket. Another one? Only one finish? Guys are also okay. Okay. Then now we have string concatenation, which has already explained it for you, how to repeat. We have string repetition, how to repeat the same string by string because by multiplied by 4. See here. And here, duplicate 2 times. Here, duplicate the x 2 times. See here, we use single quotation, here double quotation. here in this way. That's mean here repetition and combine with this one. Repetition, that's mean repeat this word, adds it 2 times with this minus. And then add to cha with no minus to be the end, to close this two. See the execution, see? That's mean we say ha 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 4 times. And we here say more 2 times, x 10 times. If you notice with no quotation, because this is now we run it and run time. And here cha with minus is 2 times. That's why I give us this way. And the last one combined to this two, then added this one, the last one. Clear? So asterisk, we use it to repeat the string. Okay, I give you here the note. And plus to combine the words. So to combine two words like hello world, we add plus. But should we say print and quotation or assign to variable? And to say multiplied by 2 here, no calculation here, that's mean repeat 2 times or repeat 4 times like this way. Clear? And it's later we can use it, and it's different. I want to see the question. Shirts. Later, and is different function. We use it in logic operator. You know, in maths, when we use a and x and y is correct, that's mean, or one side is, if x and y is correct, and for example, z and l is correct, then this correct. This is different work and does not work here with sentence or with string. Okay, don't confuse yourself. We are coming for and. Just put in your mind, if I want to combine two words inside Python language, I have to use plus, not and. And later we will know what it do. Now, we have some functions that help us to work with strings. If I want to, for example, if I'm asking the user about his information, and I don't know if the user will use lower case, lower letter, or small letters, or capital letter, I don't know. Sometimes if I'm asking about city, I want, for example, maybe he start with small letter all, or maybe first letter is capital, or maybe they use, some they do only use to like capital letters. In, for example, in product name, the company save the product names in their database on their system start with capital and all the letter is small. To avoid all the mistakes and the type error that comes from the user, and to make our program working professionally with no runtime error because the user entered the wrong name, or we always say the name of the product is not here. No, we have to solve the problem, except if he writes misspelling the name. If the name, if in the company name is written like, I can say like computer, if start with C capital, we can know that. If write the computer, the whole word with capital, still okay. The whole word is small, still okay, we can control. Unless he misspelling by writing computer, miss the T or the E or the R. That's that way, it is his mistake. We said the product that you are searching about is not there or not found, okay? So here, which function help us in that case, even when we are asking about username, about product name, about, phone number, whatever, we have upper, lower, and count. Capitalize, title, and R strip. What is this? Upper help us to change whatever the name or the way that the user write the name will be uppercase. We will change it, convert it to uppercase. So if the names of that things in our database all working in uppercase, we will use upper. So here, if my name is the name that I'm searching about is Python, and then here we have len will give me the length of the word. Uppercase will change Python all to capital. Lowercase will change all the word to lowercase. Count will search about how many times specific character or letters occur in that word. And why you need this? We need it a lot. We are checking or validate the names, the products, the surname, the full name, numbers, whatever. If, for example, we have user write some capital, some small, you know, some user, they are limited in using computer. So we have to capitalize that word to match that one in our system, which is capitalize, that's capitalize the first letter, capitalize each word, the first letter in the word only, and all should be small. Title here, capitalize, no, title here capitalize each word, but here capitalize the first one because it's tick only single word. But title, capitalize each word because you know the title, when we write any title, normally we capitalize each word, not all capital, not all small, not only the first letter capital. Title, even in thesis, in any writing, that's mean the first letter in each word should be capital. R strip, in case the user write, for example, 2 letters and then by mistake add space, then continue. He didn't see the space. Maybe old people, maybe they are not familiar. Our program should consider and avoid this mistake to be during the run error. That's why we use R strip to remove all the spaces. So here, see how code will be, only the C will be code. Code, the first C will be capital, all will be small letter. Here, how to capitalize the P only and the H. Here will remove all this space. Here will give me how many times TH appear in the Python word, and then uppercase and lowercase. See? The length come from len. If you want to know the length of the words, sometimes we want to slice the words. And we need to know the length of the sentence, the whole sentence, even if included spaces, and then we divide it according to our purpose, what we want to divide, what we want. Our len will help us a lot. Even in list, we want to go to the length, the total length of the list, then we can divide it by 2, so we can divide it to 2 things or 2 names or 2 lists. Okay? So here by dot upper, we can say Python immediately like this. We can do like this. Still correct. But in programming language, this is still correct. Okay? But in programming language, we always avoid to use the direct value. So maybe we can use it multiple times, or to avoid use Python with red lagger. We can use like this. Assign the sentence to the variable. For example, if I have sentence with 5 words, we write here the 5 words. It's better to be in variable. So here also the same. This is what I'm telling you about. We can use the exact word dot the function name. Don't forget, all function or all methods, they have their own parentheses. This is the this means this function. And all function in blue color, methods, this we call it more is method, in the blue color, and have its own parentheses. Sometimes inside this parenthesis, it has value. Sometimes no. If it has value, they will mention this tick one variable or two variable. And this parenthesis is for print function. Clear? Okay, I will continue and then you will practice later because no time. Now, again, input function with more advanced. If I'm coming to ask the user to enter his name and then print that name, how we can use? You notice that once you register in any website, immediately they said, welcome Hanan or welcome Fatima. Why? Because they follow this way. They will ask the user about his name and use the function input and then describe here what you want to ask. What is the question you want to ask to user to input? What is your name? What is your age? What is your job? Your country? Your city? You will put it inside the input. Don't forget the double quotation. You want space, add space. If you don't add space, will be immediately to the name. You want to add space, but all inside the quotation. And then print welcome, same things, comma, and then the variable name. So print can take multiple variables. You can separate them by comma. So if I ask here name, age, phone number, city, blah, blah, you can add comma, name, comma, blah, blah, everything. I have the example. If I'm asking here about weather, input, how is the weather today? The weather today is cloudy or sunny. The answer comes from user. See here? This is input function. What is your name? My name is Hanan. Enter. Welcome to the class, Hanan. Okay? And here, if he asks about the weather, I will say, what is the weather? I will say cloudy. Enter. Oh, the weather today is cloudy. If I'm asked about age, see how you can organize the sentence inside. Enter your age, where you will see the first sentence beside the box, the input box. And then you are, comma, finish, then the variable to put the age, years old. So the order, how you want the outcomes to be on the screen, it's your option. Okay? Then here will ask me, well, first you are, and then I say, for example, 20, and then see how the results will be. Okay, sorry. Why this? Because I go to run. I should not go to run. I should to click enter. You are 20 years old. Why years old come after the 20? Because I put the variable name in the middle and then add years old after that. Clear? If I here ask about enter your course name. Course name is ABW505. Enter. You are enrolled in ABW505. That's why in the system you say you can see all the information that is related to you. Why you? Because they held your number the same X, which is your variable or student's number. This variable is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, which is yours. So they extract all the information once they ask you according to your number. Okay? Here, now I can write full program. Easy. See, input your name, input your age, input your city, as I'm going to register in one system. And then print welcome to the class, and then print your name. You will ask me about /n later, I will inform you. Print age, which is age, city is city, course is course, number of courses this semester according to what you enter. Let us. The idea is the input function. The other, it's your option. Enter your name, Hanan. Enter. What is your age? 20, for example. City name, Penang, also, for example. Penang. Okay, enter. Don't forget, enter, not run. Course name, ABW, exactly like I'm registering in one place. Enter. How many courses do you have this semester? 5 courses or 6? Let us say 5. Okay. Welcome to the class. Come from here, print. Now print will show the result. You input from here, and then you show the result. This is the variable that you get it from the user. Your name is Hanan, your age is 20, city is Penang. This is your own information. Welcome to the class. This is what I enter. And why print all these words? From where this come? This come from here. Enter your name, enter your age, enter. And then repeat this to say, welcome to the class, Hanan, your age, your city, your course, number of courses. Okay? Now here is example, clear? We should to finish, no other option. I have to go quickly now. Don't worry, we have many examples in the coming classes. Clear? Give me thumb if everything is okay. Got it? Good. Another answer? Okay, Fatima, Faiza, Martin, okay, good. Okay, I'm happy with that. Now I have to explain for you. I already told you about this example. If I want to separate the first name from the last name, some places, once you write the name, they don't use the full name. Or maybe in passport, they want only to use your surname, last name, not first name. Or some systems, they want to use the last name to differentiate between people using the last name. How to do that? First, ask the user to enter the full name using the function input. Enter full name. And then take the input name and assign and save it in the variable, call it n. N will give me the last space. So full name dot refind. Do you remember refind from here? Refind from here to find the last L. Here, I use the refind to find the last space. Here, I'm searching for the space. Why? Because once the people, they writing their name, first name, second name, third name, most of the culture, they use last name, the last name. The surname is the last name. So we are searching for the last space because after last space, that will be the surname. That's why use refind from the full name to find the last space. Then print last name is full name n plus 1 until the end. See why we use the index? How we can use it? Why here? Last name is simple. Last name, write the full name. That comes from here. Full name. I want now to print the full name or the last name. Take from the full name n, what is the last space, plus 1, y1, because last space plus 1, the first one will be the first letter in that name. I will show you later how. And then print all until the end. And then print first name from the full name from the beginning until end. Everything beside the last space we consider first name. I will show you how. If I enter Hanan, my full name, Ahmed, here this is my grandfather, and then my surname, okay, which is Al-Dua. Now, enter. See how it works. What is mean? Search for n is equal to full name. Take all the full name and search, refine the last space, this space. Because sure, last space after it will be the last name. And then print the last name from n plus 1 until the end. This is in the last. In what is it? The last space. This is the last space. Plus 1, that's mean L. Until the end. This means until the end. Okay, so we'll print from this until the end. Y plus n to avoid print the space. That's why we said n plus 1. From the space, from plus 1, if the space is 10, plus 1, 11, so we'll print this one. Now, first name is equal to the full name until the end. Full name until the last space. And stop. This is the meaning of the program. Even 2 names or 3 names, we will be the same. See now the enter now to see the results. Last name is Aldua. First name is until, even if I enter only 2 names, first name and last name, enter. Okay. Last name, we'll see the last space is this. So no more space. Here we'll print from the beginning until the space. Hannah. And here we'll print from the n plus 1 from this space, n plus 1 until the end. Clear? You have to practice more, you will understand. I know it sometimes is difficult, especially if you are from different background, not from computer science, but I'm sure once you practice more, when you practice more and more and more, you will be familiar with these things and will be more clear. But this is the concept of the programming language. That's why we need the index and we need the slides so we can control the text and the names and how to divide it, everything, or separated the words and so on. Okay, same here with more explanation for your reference. Now, if you, almost we finish, give me only 5 minutes or less. Here, if we want to print spaces, you can use sep methods or attributes or what you can feature to add the space that you want. Like before, if you notice when I print hello world, it was together. So how to add space? You have many options. To add, use this function. And whatever the space that you want, you can add it. And here, print 1, 2, 3 with no spaces. Here, print hello world with 1 space between them. Print hello world and between them, not space, only star. This is for you, see? How many stars you add? The stars will be printed, okay? If 3 will be 3. If you add the space, no space will be hello world, will be 1 word. If I add 2 spaces, 1, 2 will be 2 spaces. Here said 1, 2, 3 with no space, so that's why it come in this form. If I add 1 space, will be more clear. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Clear? Any question up to now? Up to this point? Clear? Now, here we use end. Here we use sep from separate. Here we use end. How we want the end. What is the mean of end? End help you, instead of a print in a new line, can print them in the same line. So once you see end, I have a print and I have second print. Normally, it should be printed like this. See, hello world. Because I have 2 print, that's mean 2 separate or 2 different lines. But once I add here, end, that's mean please print them in 1 line. Although they have 2 print, but print them all in 1 line. We use this in the long sentences and text to ask them to print in the same line unless I said another things or I give another instruction. So here hello world will be in the same line now, see? With the same space. If no space, will be like this. With space, will be like this. If star, same things. Space and stars will be, see? And separate this, that's mean how you separate the words, with space, with no space, or with any symbol. Here, that's mean please print them in the same line with the space or the things that I tell you put between them. If space, no space, or any other symbol. Same things here, hello world, here with no space, this with space. Here no spaces, here with space. Done. If you notice, I sometimes use /n line. What it means? Which mean opposite to this. This no line, once once Python see the /n, that's mean a new line. Okay? Hello world, that's mean print each word in one line. Also, I use one print. Here the opposite. I use two print, but I use separate to print them in one line. Also, they different two prints. But here, I want, sorry, here I mean end. Here /n will add new line. See? Hello world. So once you write any sentence and you want to say, now I want a new line, just use /n. Okay, to organize your work. This is very useful when you write, enter your name /n, that means start a new line, enter your age /n, blah, blah, if you want to use one end, one print, or to organize your table sometimes. /t, give tab space. You know, when we use tab space in our keyword, same things, give a space. So name, tab, age, tab, city is suitable for tables. See the results here. Name, space, tab, space, age, city, and same things, the results, ali /t, space, and so on. Okay? Here, if you want to print the what inside the quotation, you said maybe I want to write the name inside single quotation or double quotation. Why? I can't control that single quotation means single. No, if you want to print the double quotation or the single quotation, you can use / from the beginning and from the end. Then this will be printed as it. See? Python is fun. See the quotation. Now we print it. How to print the quotation on the screen? Use / before and / before the end. If I want to print one / because / has multiple purpose inside Python, then if I want to use that / as division or whatever you want to print it, just use double / to print one. Okay? That's all. Almost we finished this. Another things, if you want, justify, that's mean align to left 5 position or 5 spaces. Center, that's mean align to center 5 spaces. Here same. Just, that's mean 20 spaces. Align, justify 20 spaces. R, that's mean to write 3 spaces. This also will support if we want. We have also format, same like here, and same like space. We can use, that's mean from the location 0, center 5 spaces. From the first location to the right 20 spaces. This using format. This is the way to use just or justify. This is the way if you want to use this, all multiple options. You don't need to use all of them. This is not important, but for your reference, there is another function maybe or methods will be more helpful or useful in your complex program. But you will work with /t, /n, and so on. Same thing. So here, don't scare. This mean center. This mean to left, to right, to left. And this means to right. Where is it? This to right. So all the same. If you see this S, don't scare. This mean string. This the sentence or the word work with string. And if you see N, that's mean number, but all the same, all do the same working. That's all for today. Any question? How is it? Almost most of the essential things that you need to write full program in Python all in today's class. So please revise it, and if possible, watch the record again and practice. I will upload the code to help you, and then next week you will be more better. Okay, clear?